If your sales team finds it difficult to engage senior decision makers, it's very easy to consume it's a confidence issue. Maybe it's an access issue. If you're hearing stuff like, oh, they're hard to reach, they don't have time, we can't get in front of them. But in many cases, that's not actually the problem.
You're listening to the Sales Today podcast, and I'm your host, Fred Copestake. On this podcast, we explore how sales professionals can develop a modern approach to winning business, the application of virtual selling techniques, how to create meaningful business relationships, and much more. Why not take our free collaborative selling scorecard to see how your sales approach suits today's environment? You'll find a link in the show notes.
Senior stakeholders are engaged all the time. They're having conversations, they're making decisions, they're exploring ideas. That's what they do. It's what they're there for. People are better decision makers. That's why they're there. So the question isn't, are they available? It's, are we relevant to them? That's a very different question. Most sales conversations in engineering businesses naturally sit at an operational level. They focus on how something works, how it improves efficiency, how it reduces cost. Great, all valid, all useful, but they are operational in nature. And so that determines who engages with them. Senior decision makers think differently. They're focused on different stuff. They're focused on direction of the organization, risk, opportunities for the company, outcomes. They're asking questions like, is this the right thing to do? Does this align with where we're going? What impact will this have? If the conversation doesn't connect in those areas, it's very easy for them to step back from it. They're busy people. They are going to protect their time. So what often happens is this then. Sales teams are having a conversation at one level while senior stakeholders are thinking at another. There is a gap. And it's not because the solution isn't relevant, but because the way it's being discussed doesn't align with how they're thinking. So the conversation, it stays lower down the organization. It stays that operational level. It's with the people who are focused on the delivery, not the people who are focused on the direction. And what's interesting is, if you go back to where the need started, it's often at the more senior level. Something triggered it. A strategic concern, a market shift, a company performance issue. That's where the initiative begins. It gets passed down the organisation to be explored and defined. And of course, that's where lots of sales conversations will happen. But by then, you're already one step removed from where the thinking began. So if your team is finding it difficult to reach out to more senior stakeholders, it's worth asking, are we talking at the right level for the people we're trying to engage? Because when the conversation aligns to how they think, when we're talking about the stuff that they actually care about, that they're there for, access to them becomes a lot less of a barrier. Now, if this feels familiar, it's often useful to look at how your conversations are occurring and the sales process that you're using to get them. There's a simple collaborative selling scorecard in the show notes below. Access that, take it, about 5 minutes. it will give you some insights into how you are managing the way in which you're approaching your opportunities. Hope you find it useful.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Today podcast with me, your host, Fred Copestake. I hope you've enjoyed what you heard today. If you did, please get in touch and hit subscribe. And remember, you can take the Collaborative Selling Scorecard for free to check out how your sales approach works in today's environment. You'll find it in the show notes.